Hi, my name's Melissa, and I am on a bariatric journey, trying to get more healthy this year. My goal is to lose some weight. Dude, girl, let me tell you, I'm working on it. Since the beginning of the year, I have lost 23 pounds, which I think is okay. I've been, I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos, I've been doing this diet that kind of rotates from week to week, and every other week I do, ooh, that was squeaky, ooh, let me not do that, I don't like the squeak. So anyway, I've been alternating from having a low carb, low fat, low cholesterol, low calorie, whatever, to and just be, eating a lot of protein and that sort of basic thing, a lot of vegetables, no carb, almost not no carbs, but very, very low carb, no bread, no pasta, no rice, no potatoes, not even a lot of starchy things like no corn, acorn, squash, all of that's out, no sweet potato, and that's fine. I'm good with that. So basically we get our food from the perimeter of the grocery store. A lot of protein, low fat cheese. I like feta. That I use that in a lot of different, well, I don't use it, but I get it in a lot of different things. And let's see, a lot of vegetables, a lot of leafy greens, a lot of broccoli, carrots, that sort of thing. But this week, I am on my phase 2 diet. So phase 2, I have roughly, well, the way I do it, I have, like I usually get up in the morning and I might have some tea or coffee, both decaf, because I'm getting ready to have bariatric surgery, so I won't be able to have any caffeine when I have the surgery for at least the first month, and I want to say it's a couple of months afterwards. So the only caffeine that I get is in one of my protein shakes, which I typically like to use the Premier Protein. They have one called the Cafe Latte, and that's the one that has caffeine. It has as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, so I'm drinking those now, and I may, those are the only, like I said, that's the only way I get caffeine right now. I may be putting those away so that I can have them a couple months after surgery. One of my favorite Premier Protein shakes is the cookie dough. I mean, really? Cookie dough? Hello. It smells and tastes very, not just like cookie dough, but dang if it isn't close. And it's the closest thing I'm gonna get to cookie dough for I don't know how long. But they have lots of different flavors. They have some of my favorite flavors are the strawberries and cream. They have a cookies and cream. They have banana, which I have not tried. I'm not a big banana fan, so I probably won't ever get that one. Maybe if I get real crazy one day, and I don't know, I may get some. I don't know. I've heard that it's good, and every other one that I've had has been good. I say that in hesitancy because they did come out with one. Let's see if I can get it up. Oh no! Let me not spell this. So they did get this one. Salted caramel popcorn. That's a little strange. The idea, I think, is wonderful because salted caramel popcorn, oh yeah, I could do that. Salted caramel, absolutely. But it's just a little unusual. The salted caramel part is good. The popcorn flavor that they have is a little different though. It's not quite popcorny to me. But I don't mind it. I've had a couple of them. I'm still trying to give it a chance. Limited edition. I don't know how long they'll have it, so I did get a case of them at Sam's. I've gotten a lot of mine at Sam's. At the beginning of the year, they had them for like $20 a case, and I think there are 15 of these little cartons in them, which that was a really good buy. They're usually like $26 to $30. So $20 was really good. I bought several because I knew I was gonna need them. So they also have chocolate, vanilla, and another one of my favorites is cake batter. That's probably my favorite, cake batter. That or the cookie dough. I'm not sure. It's kind of a toss-up. So those are the ones that I have tried. They do have a couple others that have like oats and stuff in them, but I'm not allowed to have oats, so I don't get those. There's another company that I really like that has different shakes and stuff, called Bariatric Fusion. They make all sorts of different shakes and vitamins and things for people that are going through bariatric surgery that need the additional nutrients that are provided through their products. So a lot of the surgeries that are available for patients having all the bariatric surgeries, they all cause you to have some kind of malnutrition if you are not eating carefully. And even if you are, some of them have some can cause some serious malabsorption issues. So they want you to make sure that you are taking certain vitamins for the rest of your life. Calcium, some of the B12, other B vitamins, and then a regular multivitamin. Not regular for the average person, but regular for the bariatric person. So, but Bariatric Fusion has amazing shakes. I really like their shakes. They taste about the best to me. I personally like to mix them up and then put them in the freezer to where they get to that point where they're just a little slushy, and then they just are amazing. Their chocolate tastes almost like a Wendy's Frosty. I'm not even joking. It is so good. And then another company that I really like for different, like a kind of like a savory option, instead of having a shake, especially in the winter for dinner, sometimes I want something warm. And I really appreciate that Undri has started making some savory options. My favorite being the chicken soup. Chicken broth, basically. It's a protein soup that is absolutely delicious. I couldn't say enough about it. A lot of people love this soup. It is just so good. It tastes so much like just chicken broth. So that's what I'm having for dinner tonight. So they do offer a couple other savory options. One I haven't seen recently is I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a chili kind of type soup, and that one wasn't too bad. They have a beef and herb that's not so bad. I like that okay. It's not as good as the chicken. The chicken. But the beef and herb is pretty good. You just kind of have to try it a couple times and kind of get used to it. Then they have another one called French onion, and that one's pretty good as well. A lot of people will mix these into different things, which I haven't tried mixing it yet. And I haven't looked at a lot of recipes on how to do that, because this is fine for me, and I just kind of alternate between those three soups for my evening meals on the weeks that I have the liquid diet, because I'm just trying to, it just kind of makes me appreciate that chicken soup even more. It's so delicious. So, but Undri also has, I think, their own collection of vitamins, and I think they have some protein snacks as well. And I don't know exactly what is happening, but I think they and Bariatric Fusion are kind of going to be joining together, and I don't know if they're just combining companies or what is happening with that, but I'm kind of excited because these are my absolutely two favorite bariatric companies that deal with supplemental nutrition, and it really just excites me. I'm just really happy about it. Also, Undri is such an amazing company that they offer a whole lot of different not classes, but like support groups for people that are getting ready to have bariatric surgery, or that have had bariatric surgery. They have speakers come on, and it's for people that are considering it or having bariatric surgery soon. They usually have it on a Wednesday night, twice a month. It's every other week. And then on the off weeks, they have another group for people that have had bariatric surgery and that are like kind of old hat at it and kind of know what they're doing, but they have questions, or they may just for accountability purposes or whatever. But it doesn't matter if you really are pre-bariatric surgery or post. You could go to any of the support groups that they have. They're all great. I've been going every Wednesday night just to hear the different speakers that come on. They've had some wonderful people, registered dietitians, people that talk about the different micronutrients and just all sorts of different areas regarding bariatric surgery. They discuss any issues that people might have. I think the last program was the 13 things that people most questioned or had questions about with maybe the most popular questions regarding bariatric surgery. So it was very nice conversation, and we all like to talk amongst ourselves. They have like a little chat group, and we all kind of chat and ask each other questions, and they have a lot of people in there that are very experienced, and so you get a lot of support. It's wonderful, and you just can pop in and pop out if you want to, but it's typically on Zoom. And I've seen a couple advertisements for additional support groups coming up, especially for people that maybe they had surgery and they kind of weren't practicing what they should be anymore, and they've let their surgery kind of do whatever it was going to do, and maybe their pouch or their stomach has expanded a little more than it should, and they're having some issues they want to get back into what they're supposed to be doing nutrition wise, per surgery and whatnot. So that I think I've seen a new one coming out about that. I got an email. But they're wonderful. It's a wonderful company that they have. They do this for free. It doesn't cost any money for any of these support groups. They're just so supportive. I don't know what else to say. But you know, you can drop in and check it out. You can go on their website. I think it's just Unjury, UNJURY, Unjury.com. If you go there, you should be able to find all of the information. Just kind of look through. You'll see, of course, the products that they have for sale, but look through some of that stuff and through some of the menus, and you should be able to locate some of the information about support groups. And they should have a place to sign up for it, and then they will send you a link, and you just click the link and it'll take you directly to the Zoom meeting. So make sure you have Zoom on your phone or whatever you're using to be able to enter the group. And then if you have any questions or concerns about how to, move around in the Zoom meeting, just ask, and they can help you. It's really wonderful. But it's, I've had a lot of issues with eating, of course. You have to be at this weight. I never really thought that I had a food addiction, an actual food addiction, until probably the last couple of months. I've been watching a couple different programs and listening to a couple different people talk about bariatric surgery and their experiences with it, and listening to a couple different surgeons discuss bariatric surgery. And I really have come to the realization that I definitely have a food addiction. I have had addictions to many other substances. All sorts of drugs and some other things. And it's just one of those things. You have to be really careful of the transference of addiction. And if you have an addictive personality and you end up stopping one addiction, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, whatever it is, if you're not careful, you can fall into another addiction very easily. And a lot of times it's too late before you realize what's happened. So this is definitely one thing that I am trying to be very cognizant on, so that I realize it's happening, especially now that I am moving away and trying to heal this food addiction that I have. I know that I will always be an addict. I will always be an addict of some sort, and I just need to be able to focus it on something productive that is not going to destroy myself or my family, and be healthy, because I've got to get away from eating the crap that people put out. It is ridiculous. So much of this food that we have that is just so readily available at fast food restaurants and just regular restaurants. I mean, we are so, as Americans, so overfed, and we have, there's so many more calories out there, and it is just absolutely destructive eating out at some of these restaurants. I mean, it is almost impossible. My daughter wants to go to McDonald's or something like that. There's almost nothing that I can have at McDonald's. I can have an egg. I can have their little pack of apples that they put in kids' meals. I get sometimes I'll get tea, and sometimes I'll get coffee. Not very often, because I'm, like I said, starting to cut down on the coffee and tea that are decaf, and I don't think they even have. They may have some decaf stuff. I know, I've never even asked. I just don't. So, other than that, they've taken away any option that could have potentially been healthy. They don't have salads anymore. They used to have salads, but not the McDonald's near us anymore. They used to have grilled chicken. Not that I need the sandwich part, but they used to have grilled chicken sandwiches. I don't have those anymore. All of it's just total crap. If it's not fried or a burger, they just don't have it. So, it's almost impossible for me to get anything healthy from McDonald's. And I'm pretty convinced that even the apples and the folded egg that I get every once in a while, I'm convinced that those are probably about 100% not healthy either. I'm sure they put fat in them somehow or some way. I don't know. So, but not just McDonald's, pretty much all the other burger doodle restaurants and chicken restaurants and whatever. Maybe not Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A does have some good options. They have chicken. That's the grilled chicken or roasted chicken that they have. That is pretty decent, and nutritionally it's not bad. They also have some different salad options with like kale and some other things, but you just really have to be careful with what you put on the salad. You got to really look at your labels, pull up the nutrition facts before you even go. Because a lot of it, if you're trying to eat healthy, you really need to look at your carbs. You need to look at your fat and the calories, of course. But just really be careful. Know what you're allowed to have if you're trying to do some kind of diet or a different food program. But like I said, it's almost impossible. So this week, with the protein things that I'm doing, typically in the morning I'll have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and then I'll have a shake. It's always one of the premier proteins for me because that's what I bought. Then I will have some water, and in my water I put Benefiber or one of the generic Benefibers that I've gotten. CVS has a couple, one that's called Easy Fiber. I have that. I've used one from Sam's. I've been having a little difficulty getting some more of that. It's been out for a while. Walmart has one that's pretty inexpensive, and I put that in my water, and then I just drink water. Usually I'll have a bottle, and then I'll have another shake for lunch. So that is typically what I have in the morning, or in early morning-ish. Then in the afternoon, I'll have some more water with fiber in it. And then I'll have, in the afternoon, before dinner, I'll have some vegetables. And it's a cup of raw vegetables, roughly. You can put a little bit of light dressing on it, but watch the light dressing, because if it's low cal, sometimes it's high in fat. And if it's low fat, sometimes it's high in calories. So watch your carbohydrates, watch the fat, and watch the calories. So that's basically what I do. And then sometimes what I do is, instead of just having a salad, I'll have broccoli or carrots or both, about a cup of those, and I'll take low-fat, low-calorie Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt, and then I'll mix in ranch powder. And the only thing I really worry about with the ranch powder is the sodium, because other than that, there's like very little to no carbs. And then you just mix it together with just to your desired taste, with the plain Greek yogurt, and I just dip my things in that. I can have 3 servings of dairy a day. Sometimes I'll have one in the morning, one around when I have my veggies, and then I usually have one at night, but a lot of times I don't have one in the morning. I won't have it till the afternoon if I'm having some veggies or whatever. If I start getting hungrier, I might have one earlier. But you really have also make sure that those are low fat, low calorie, low carb. My doctor has suggested, I want to say, under 9 grams of carbohydrates for anything you have, and I try to stay closer to 5. I know that Premier Protein, I know I keep picking this one up, but this one has 4 carbs and 160 calories for the whole thing, which is your whole meal. And what is that? How much? 3 grams of fat. 1 is saturated. 370 milligrams of sodium, and protein is 30 milligrams, 30 grams, which is what you really want. You want a lot of protein in your drinks, in your shakes. See, this one is just another option. The one that I really like, this one's got 3 carbs, 3 grams of fat, 160 calories again, and 330 milligrams of sodium, and again, protein is 30 grams. So, this soup is, I can't remember the nutrition on this soup, but I want to say it's 27 grams of protein, somewhere in there. So I average anywhere, and then, after the soup, sorry, forgot about that. The soup I have for dinner, typically around the same time when my family eats. And then I have, mainly some water. My husband usually brings me some tea around that time, after dinner. And then I may have another shake after that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm tired and I fall asleep early, then I don't. And then I may have a yogurt also around that time. Just a little something sweet, I guess I consider it, like a dessert, because I'm kind of used to, as a fat girl, having dessert after every meal, or at least after every dinner. Almost always, my whole life. So, but, trying to make things as normal as possible, in the same line as, within the constraints of what my doctor has prescribed, basically. So, but that is what I kind of do on a day, on, the weeks that I just have all of the liquids. So it's almost all liquid. It's not totally liquid, but whatever, close enough. And it really is delicious. It's starting to get cold, but it doesn't even matter. It tastes like chicken soup. So, anyway, I guess that's pretty much all for right now. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about my journey down the bariatric lane. So, if you have any questions about any of the dietary stuff that I'm doing, it's different. Everybody's different. This is just what I'm doing along my doctor's guidelines, and just an example basically of what somebody who's getting ready for bariatric surgery could do. So this is just what I'm doing. If you're getting ready to go down bariatric surgery lane, Make sure that you follow your doctor's guidelines and whatever they tell you to do. So make sure if you have questions, you bring it up with your bariatric surgeon, or your nutritionist, your bariatric nutritionist if you have one, or you know there are plenty of them around. So talk to your surgeon and they can help you locate one if you have questions. But I'd be glad to answer any questions about what I'm doing along what my doctor's guidelines are. So, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And if you would like to like or subscribe, then that's cool too. And I'd love to have you on this journey with me. Thanks, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.